Hey guys, what's up and welcome to today's video. It's a super cloudy, rainy day. It's really gross and I look insane right now. So as you can tell by the title of this video, I'm going to be showing you how I like to contour my face. I have a really chubby face. Like when I smile, I have like a total double chin and total lack of jawline, and I don't have like defined cheekbones. Like my cheeks just sort of sit, and I think that's also why I look like I'm 17 when I'm 24. But it's one of those things where I find that when I like look back in pictures, or if there's videos of me, especially taken like from like this angle or something, I find like if I smile, it like super accentuates my cheeks and my brownness, and I feel like I just look like I'm really overweight. And there's nothing wrong with that, but like I'm not. Like I'm actually a really tiny person, and it's always been like a pet peeve of mine, like when I see pictures and videos where it's like just super tight on my face, or if I'm smiling, you know, sometimes I don't notice and then it kind of looks like this. And I don't love that too much. I'm personally just a little insecure about that, and so I wanted to show you guys how I contour my face just to give it a little bit more of like an angle and some sharpness, just to look, you know, a little bit more put together. So I'm going to show you guys what I do. There's so many different ones here on YouTube, and also a big important note is that contouring does change depending on your face shape. So I don't even know if I'm doing it right, but this is how I have been doing it and I noticed a difference. So I'll do like a before shot and an after shot just so you guys can see what I'm talking about. So I'll take one before. This is me. I'm just wearing primer, foundation, and concealer under my eyes, and I just filled in my brows. Other than that, there is nothing on my face, just so you guys get a sense of what I look like before this starts. And let's get started. Okay, so the first step in this is knowing what kind of contour or bronzer to use. I always thought contour and bronzer were interchangeable words. Turns out they're not. Contour is what puts the shadows into your face and gives you sort of that chisel definition that we're looking for. Bronzer is good to just sort of tan up your skin a little bit. So I used to think those were one and the same. Turns out that they're different, although they go in essentially the same place. But what we're going to do first is we are going to contour it. This is what's going to sort of carve out those shadows, or create those shadows, to give you more of sort of a defined look. So I'm going to be using, this is the Smashbox step-by-step contour stick, and this is in the shade Contour. I really like this. You don't have to use Smashbox, you can use whatever you want, but this is like I'm a very warm toned person. This is a cool toned contour, and what this is going to do is it's going to allow some shadows to come into my face. So if you don't know where that is on your face, the simplest thing you're going to do is suck your cheeks in like a fish. So this would be my contour line right here. But we don't want to go directly on the line, because when you blend out, you don't want it to like seep below. You want it to kind of stay in this region and keep it very defined. You don't want it to kind of blend, or you're just going to look like you have a mud blob on your face. So what I'm going to do is suck in, and I'm going to place this right above where that line is. And then you can either use your fingers, or I'm going to use this brush. I really like it. It's like a really dense short hair brush, and I find it's great for contour. And I'm just gonna go like back and forth and blend. So notice how I'm not blending in a circle. I'm just going straight back and forth to blend this out. just in doing that, you guys can probably already see a difference with how sort of chiseled my face looks. And I know this side looks a little blotchier, but I can clean that up. So I'm gonna just take that same contour stick and I'm gonna line bottom of my jawline. How this whole side looks more lifted and sharper, and this side, well, I kind of messed this side up, but I'll fix that. But notice how I didn't blend this section yet? This looks more defined. And then if you have a big forehead, you can take this kind of all the way around, but I'm just going to bring this just at these edges. My forehead isn't that crazy. Just gonna blend there. And now backing up, you guys can probably already see a significant difference in my face. I really messed up the side. I really need to fix that. But you guys can, like, if I just show you this side, it looks so much more angled and more precise and put together. So I'm just gonna fix this side because it's honestly driving me nuts. But yeah, this should sort of be where you guys are at right now, and we're gonna add a little bit more angle into it as well. Okay, so now that that is taken care of, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with a bronzer and a bronzer brush, or this is actually a contour brush, not a bronzer brush. And I'm going to gently dust this right over the contour we just created. Now what this is going to do with a bronzer shade, so notice how this is like much more warm toned, kind of closer to my skin color. So you don't want to use something that's so cool toned. We can warm it up a little bit with this. And I'm just going to grab a little bit on this brush, and I'm just going to gently go over that and blend upwards. And then just taking it with no product, just blend. The key to this is blending so you don't look like you've got mud on your face. Okay, so now that we have all of that done, what we're going to do to make this even more chiseled is get a baking powder. Oop, I almost dropped it. You want to grab your baking powder. I'm using the Morphe Bake and Set powder, and this is in the shade Banana, which is great to all my brown friends who want a good setting powder that won't give you flashback. This is a yellow toned one, so it's perfect if you're like tan. And I'm just taking a brush. You can use a sponge too if you want to. But you basically, oh my gosh, I'm gonna get this everywhere. You basically want a really finely milled powder because you want to be able to give yourself more defined edges. I'm just putting some in my cap like this. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna dip my brush in, tap off some of the excess, and I'm just gonna go directly under where that line is. Just like that, to give it an even more defined thing. And you can layer up the powder. We're gonna bake it a little bit just so it holds. So I just put a lot. Do you guys see the difference? Like, what the hell? Look at this side, look at this side. See how like significant of a difference that is? So I'm gonna go ahead and do that to the other side. And I'm also just gonna go ahead and do this under my eyes as well. If you want, you can go ahead and hit the other spots you want to highlight. So we'll just do the top of my forehead, chin, And while that's setting, this would be a great time to do the rest of your makeup, but I'm not going to do that. I already let it sit for a couple minutes. So what I'm just going to do is take that same brush, don't put any more powder on it, just use it clean. And we're just going to wipe away the powder. You can do a little of this motion, just make sure you aren't going in circles. The key is to go back and forth. I want to keep this very like linear. And there you guys go. I hope you guys can see how much of a difference this makes. Even when I smile, it gives me almost more of like a cheekbone look. It defines my chin a little bit more, makes it more pronounced. The sides look a little bit more defined. Obviously, you know, my face is my face and it is what it is, but you guys can hopefully see the difference. I personally noticed such a huge difference when I contour my face. My battery is now dying, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if you tried this out. This was like the simplest way I could do it. That was probably easy enough to follow along, I hope. But if you guys enjoyed this, please make sure you give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you aren't already, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.